In this video, I'm gonna go over the diet that helps me maintain around 10% body fat year round. So it's been a lot of trial and error, and I've tried a lot of different things in order to get to where I am today. But this is basically a compact summary of everything that I've tried and what worked. So you can maybe also maintain 10% body fat year round if that's your goal. Maybe higher, maybe lower, but you can see what works for you. And I'm gonna go over the diet that helped me get here and what I've settled on now, which seems to work. So, a little history lesson first. I used to try basically every single diet that you could think of, right? So, when there was a way of eating, I would try it. And also, I've done all the different types of cutting, bulking, whatever I've done. I've been in the fitness industry for over 10 years and tried it all. Right, I've done the dirty bulk, clean bulk, maintenance, as they call it, main gaining, I think they call it. I've tried cutting aggressively, cutting slowly. I've done the whole 9 yards. I've done everything. So personally, let's just, for me, eliminate the ones that don't work. Anything that's aggressive for me doesn't really work. I don't like aggressive bulk, so I don't like dirty bulking. And I don't like aggressive cuts. So I don't like when you have like a really big calorie deficit of like 1,000 calories, right? I can use it because I maintain currently at close to 4,000 calories a day. So if I have 1,000 calorie deficit, my body can handle it. It's just, I don't like it. You lose weight too fast, in my opinion. And it doesn't feel very natural. Also, it's very good for like if you have to cut a lot of weight in a very short amount of time. But since that rarely happens, because when do you really need to cut a lot of weight in a lot of time if you maintain around 10% body fat the whole year? So for me personally, the aggressive cutting doesn't really work and I don't like it, so I don't do it anymore. Same thing goes with the dirty bulk. I've been a victim of a dirty bulk a few times where I thought that the best way to gain weight was to just eat more. And after I would decide to go bulking, I would just start eating and I would start to very fastly just try to up my calories to close to 5,000 a day, which worked really well, by the way. I gained a lot of weight, which is kind of the goal, I guess, in some way. But of course, also the goal of a good bulk is to put all that weight into muscle mass and as little as you can into fat. And that definitely did not happen because I did gain lots of fat. I think like close to 20% body fat at some point, which isn't necessarily my goal. So for me personally, that didn't work. I also went about it completely wrong. Like I ate everything I could see, the seafood diet as they call it. No, so I don't recommend it to people because it's something that spirals out of control really fast. And I think that that's a bad way to go. So for me personally, if I have to bulk, I like lean bulking nowadays. Just like I like very slow cutting, which basically means that I have to start cutting a bit longer in advance. So basically if I have to make a certain weight, then it probably means that I have to start like a few months early. But that does mean that I have plenty of room to slowly pull things away and slowly get my body used to it and don't lose as much muscle mass and basically don't lose as much will to live. So it's pretty good. So overall, all that being said, and sorry for the long history lesson, but this is what worked for me and what is working for me. So currently I maintain a body weight of around 95 kilograms, which is, I think, roughly between 210 and 220 pounds. I think somewhere like that. So that's what I maintain. I'm 6'3", so I'm 190 centimeters basically. So for me, that's a fine weight to be at and I like it, especially being like around the 10% body fat mark. Which I have found to be the sweet spot for me, where I can eat nicely and eat what I want to eat basically and still work whatever happens. So basically what I've done now is I've downloaded an app and completely scanned out, okay, what nutrients do I need to hit every single day? And that's how I basically started to reverse engineer and see what I could eat. So I've started, of course, as every gym bro would do, with proteins. And I figured out, okay, how much protein do I need? How much protein am I eating now? I found out that I was eating plenty of protein, of course, with protein shakes. I like to eat steak every now and then. I also eat like organ meats like liver and heart. So for me personally, I gain, my protein isn't necessarily a problem. I like to eat eggs. I eat yogurt. I eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, sweet potatoes, so lentils, whatever. So for me personally, hitting my protein wasn't necessarily a big deal. Yeah, so stuff like tofu and whatever also works. So I've personally never had a problem hitting my protein. Then I started to look at my fats, because I personally prefer fats and proteins, because fats are important for hormone health and proteins are of course very important for building muscle and maintaining muscle mass. So then I started looking at my fats. Well, I basically eat an avocado every day, and I always finish my meal with like olive oil. So for me personally, fats also weren't necessarily a problem. So then the main thing I was looking at is my carbs. And the carbs is also my secret in order to cut and bulk. I up my carbs, right? So I keep my fats and proteins the same. So I personally have a base amount of calories that I eat every single day, which is about 200 grams of protein every single day. And I eat about 100 grams of fats every single day. So basically in the base of what I eat roughly, let's see, that's 200 times 4, that's 800, and then 100 times 900, 800, 1700 calories, quick maths. 1700 calories what I have to eat every single day just to get my protein and my fats in. And then most of the time comes from carbs. So I eat a lot of carbs basically nowadays. And a lot of the times my fats and might be slightly higher, but 100 is what I'm at least trying to eat every single day. So my main protein sources, like I said, are stuff either like I like steak. I don't eat lots of meats, but I just eat steak, liver, and heart basically. Not big portions, but that's my main source of protein. I eat eggs, which I like. I eat like plant-based stuff, so I eat lentils, beans, like sunflower seeds, stuff like that as well. So I have a diverse source of proteins, which I like. I don't like getting everything from one source, so I'm not very heavy on like eat a pound of meat every single day. Personally, it also makes me feel sluggish, so I don't like it. So I basically I don't think I even eat 200 grams of meat every single day. So I basically stay under 200 grams of meat every single day. I like to eat some eggs, like I said, and yogurt and stuff like that, but I don't like to push meats very hard because I just don't think that it's necessary. From basically a health point of view, I don't think it's necessary to eat pounds of red meat because it's hard on your digestion, which doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like the foods. I just like stuff that I can digest easily. For me, at least. Let me say that very clear before someone starts hating on me. For me, that's important. So the main thing that I push my calories with is just rice. Basically, I like rice. Like I said, for carbs, I eat rice, sweet potatoes, and the vegetables and stuff that I like to eat. I also like dates to get some quick sugars in there, some carbs as well, which are like the natural sources. So for me personally, I prefer white rice because white rice is very easily digestible as well. If you like other types of rice, for me personally, that's fine, whatever you want to do. I prefer white rice because of the digestibility, which is something that I really strive for. Then something else that I try to really pay close attention to is I try to eat at least one like fermented food every single day. Of course, yogurt is fermented technically speaking, so that's always every single day that I eat that. But I also like to eat something like kimchi or sauerkraut or something every single day to help with my probiotics and to help with my colon and my health and my digestibility of the foods that I do eat. So my stomach stays healthy and I feel good. So basically that's how I approach food, right? I looked at everything that I need and then figured out what do I like. So like say for example, I like steak because I don't think anyone actively dislikes steak. I don't necessarily love liver or heart, but I know it's very healthy and good for me because of the nutrients and vitamins that are in there. So I do add those, right? So also I like eggs. I don't dislike eggs very much. It's not that I do like rice, but it's not like I particularly love eating lots of rice. It's just something that's good for me and I don't mind it. I like dates. Basically, I like most of the foods that I eat nowadays because I figured out, because I looked at all the nutrients, I figured out what I can eat. And I've basically filled up all of my nutrients with foods that I like. That's kind of how I approached it actually. And now I don't mind eating every single day. I eat mostly the same things every single day. But I have checked multiple times with all the apps and stuff if I am getting all my nutrients in, vitamins, minerals, etc. And with the current diet that I'm handling, I am getting all of those in. I can maintain 10% body fat every single year, and I feel good. So overall, I think that this is, the biggest message, except for the complex and rambling about what I like to eat. Figure out what nutrients you need, figure out what foods fit those needs. And then from there on, I've designed a diet that I like, that I enjoy eating, and that allowed me to maintain 10% body fat year round. So I hope you found any of this rambling helpful. If you did, make sure to leave a like and comment down below. I would really mean the world to me if you could subscribe to my channel as well. It really helps me out, and I hope you gain some knowledge from it. So for now, have a good one, and I'll see you all next time.